And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Songs of Six. Let's get it unpaused for the moment here. We've got stuff happening, right? So we're clearing this out. We're going to build a city center area over here. Probably need to cover out a little bit more for a warehouse as well. I forgot about the warehouse when we were thinking about the size down here. I'll put planning back on. Hopefully don't forget about it this time again. Planning, copy area. So we're thinking, hey, we want something that looks like this for the city center down here, for example. Right, and that fits roughly in that hole. But I'm also going to need a warehouse down here. Oh, actually, I can probably get a warehouse down here too much. I might have to carve a little bit more out for support auxiliary components for the mines, but yeah, and then we put a. Obviously, I can't point it out when I've got the thing up here, but say we put that there, and then I put a warehouse in here. In fact, it might be an argument to put the warehouse in now. Speed down while I'm thinking about it. Do like a big warehouse, obviously crates. Do the thin ones on the sides. We do the double thick ones in the middle. Yeah, this should be a pretty large warehouse. That should be fine. And then we put some doors on both ends. Like so. Yeah. Okay. We're in planning. I'll go ahead and actually activate that job. We'll do a copy to make sure that we've got enough space. Copy paste of the service district component in the middle first. Double check to make sure it fits. And we didn't build too far up. In fact, I could probably build farther up, but that'll be fine. Yeah, I could build farther north and that'd be fine. Okay, I'll have to do another recopy and paste of that, but that'll be fine. And then, yeah, we'll turn planning off. Actually, I'll put planning back on. Copy area, copy you. Move you for the moment, like so. And then I can do smart remove, and I will push it a little bit farther north. There we go. And then I will need a janitor in here. As well. Here's the janitor. We'll take it. I'll have it take up a little bit of the road area. That'll be fine. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make it wider again. This will be fine. This is less likely to have stuff on this road here then. Yeah, that should work. And then I will go ahead and activate all of you. We've got maintenance down there. Okay. And then we think you're gonna fit in something like that on that grid. Planning off. Okay. Yeah, so that should work out. I can activate the 3 houses there. That'll be good as well. Activate you, you, and you. Put those walls back in, otherwise it'll look a little weird when it's done. Yeah, they're still carving out that bit. I'll have to do a recopy and paste of the central area, but that's what we hadn't been planning with. And while that's working on it, we can work more on paving some more of the roads around the map. Oh, I'm out of cutstone. That's the hold up. They're making 24 a day, so it's just a matter of time. Yeah, thinking about how much ore. This is going to be our main export place, or main production place for stone if we're making stone. So we'll do like some sort of space for stone production. And then we want it to hold fish, meat, mushrooms, then most of the building goods. At least in small quantities. Yeah, we still got a bunch of crates there, but that should be more than enough. Okay, Great Nation, the Duchy of Pledin. Malia the Ripper is going to come raid us if I don't pay up. We're going to pause, check to see how big Malia the Ripper is. 142 power, specifically 50 soldiers. Those archer swordsmen are concerning. Because of the archer swordsmen, I am going to give in to paying that tribute. You'll not have that bad. We'll pay up. And we got a lot of odd jobbers, so there's no immediate concerns citywide. Got 30 more knowledge. The question is, what service do I want to go for upgrade-wise next? Fine entertainment's tempting. Fancy hearth is tempting. Everyone in the neighborhood says a hearth, and it's a 0 industry, so that would just be held up by the cut stone, which wouldn't be too bad. Go back into planning and let some time pass, but while that time is passing, I'm going to start debating the shape of our Sithilon mine. Did I get this to cover the whole super mine? Yes. Yes, I could. This would be a titanic mine if it covers the whole thing, but it's an option. 615 workers. Could possibly work on this massive, frankly, very massive mine. Let's see if I can get enough hypothetical efficiency here. And having to build on top of the Main work area. Scoring it up in some places just because it allows me to build closer to the edge. Okay, that's 79% efficiency. Here we go. So that would work. That would be a expensive mine, both in furniture and in stone. But oh, should that make quite a load of revenue? We'll leave that in the planning phase for the moment. At some point, our Dondorians are going to want Sithilon ore, so needless to say, this will need to be shipped around. So we're going to want to leave space for a loading station. Should work well for a loading station location. Probably actually want an unloading station as well. So the location here can receive... Be running the small one. Either way, we can fit it. Run a small one for the moment. So we can have stuff shipped in for, like, the fish, for example, from the fisheries, for the city center. Anyway, that's going to be 600 workers, so we're going to need a lot more housing down here. Like, this whole local area is just going to be housing and Sithilon or stone. That's all we're going to make here. We'll activate that. We'll do that bit of road. Yeah, activate all that. Okay, let's get that under construction. Due to internal strife, the realm of Irvitum has collapsed and much of its land have been lost. Okay. Is that one of my neighbors? Yes, that was that neighbor. We'll have to see if they shrink, if the main army here shrinks. Because they're still 600 strong. The now free free land next to them will, in theory, drop to 576, but that's still more than we can take. Although it's got good moisture, it looks like it has good land area. Do you have... Well, I say good. It's over 50% moisture. Here we're over 50% moisture. Yeah, in theory it looks like the area is going to shrink to 300 something, but still quite a bit. Enough that we should not be rushing off to do glorious conquest, let's say. Which is saying, how do you make money? In this city, I'm getting a bunch of money from taxes off of the subjects. I also am making money via trade, but I think the money we're making via trade is export of tools. So we've got a 225 daily tool production. We're only consuming in the city through decay, maintenance, and equipment like 20. So the extra 200 is going out the door as trade. Right, so the smithy is basically paying maintenance for the entire city. And then I think I have a couple other things that we're exporting as well, but nothing is on the scale of the tools. Yeah, so it's most days it's tools and pots. We're buying in rations to feed the army. And it's mostly just tools and pots. In theory, there's some gems going out. The gems aren't very consistent, I think. The gems was the overflow from the taxes. And yeah, if we had a bigger army, we might be picking a fight with the neighbor. We'll wait until that neighborhood is built and I have housing for 100 or so people in the city. We'll bring the 2nd Divisional back, and then we'll start using the regional recruits to build up the regional army. Didn't need to select the janitor. I want to select the janitor building so I can see the janitorial range. That's a great sign janitor. Okay, so it looks like we're expanding westward. I need another one over there. We're gonna janitor coverage for what we've got. Oh, I maybe need another one over here as well. Yeah, I probably need another janitor over here. Okay. Food walls. Stone building. Okay, I'm gonna plop you there and activate you. These guys, wherever they're living, has not got great statue or torch coverage. Surprised it doesn't have great statue coverage. Although maybe they want statues more than the other factions. Yeah, I think they want statues more than the other factions. Okay. That's what's going on with that. I probably need to do something to make the Mavians a little bit happier. One thing is, we're in a cold climate for them. I think it might be worth trying to give them some more clothing. We'll go up to 3 for the moment. Because we got a good surplus in the clothing. Planning off, copy area. If that's gonna work the way I want it to. Yeah, not gonna work quite the way I want it to, but close enough. And then I can use the information I gleaned from there to say that's a door, that's a door, that's a door for the other side. And then work over there for the same sort of logic. Okay, so the Mivians are a little bit happier now that we've just decided that they, specifically they, get more clothing. We do have adequate clothing. There may be some delivery issues, but otherwise be fine. Thinking about potential delivery issues, let's set these to auto-employ. Means if they need more than one, they may hire more than one. No, I haven't finished upgrading more food stalls, so I should do that. Although some of these might have been planned and then built after I had the upgrades, so those are why they're not upgraded. Here we go. And then markets, same sort of logic. Oh, they're already set to auto scale. Good. Because the markets are going to be the ones that determine whether we got enough clothing to supply to everyone. Eating all my odd jobbers. Well, not you, obviously, because you're not automated. Oh, I suppose it might have been the, so the food stalls? A little bit was the food stalls. Caught up with the janitorial work yet? No. Although I think it's getting better. Oh, and I'm out of wood. Looks like I'm not, but I am. trees. Clear cut that area. Okay, I've got housing for 80. Got housing for 90. Let's bring the division home. Yeah, the division home. And then out on the campaign map, we'll go ahead and recruit up a big batch of 200 humans to basically backfill them. And if we can fully equip that army, we'll be up to 390. That might be enough to actually start poking people again. Yeah, that'll probably be enough to actually start poking people again. Dondorian expedition seeks to join. The Dondorian expedition that spent the last decade searching the mountains for their origin seeks to join your city. Though they began their task with ample tools and resources, they now have not much more than the clothes on their back. Willing to end their search prematurely, they've used up everything they've had. Many of them are driven insane by their failures, but some took it marginally better. So I can offer them supplies, which will presumably send them on their way. I accept them to my city, which means I get, I think it's 105 normal and like 52 deranged, probably. Or I can turn them away, which is going to probably make our people angry. I suspect we wouldn't get the... They obviously don't join the city if we give them the supplies. Right, so if I don't want to deal with the insane, and kind of not equipped to deal with the insane right now, offering them supplies is probably the best option. So let's go with that option. While they'd hope to join your hold, the supplies will allow them to journey to the next one without undue hardship. Your Dondorian cities are happy about this solution. Okay. So yeah, we cost us some rations, cost us some money. All the Dondorians are 20% happy for the duration. Of 12 days. Okay. I think I have enough knowledge to pick up another tech of my choice. Yeah, it's tempting to take hearts. Or, fine entertainment. Yeah, let's do hearts. And we'll slowly go around upgrading these as that stone becomes available. Oh, that's our army returning. Okay, so I should raise the camp so we don't shrink due to having people coming back. And I think that was also the tools and equipment going out for the newly raised unit. Yeah. Yeah, we're up to 390. So now the question is, who do I break treaty with? Not quite strong enough to take them on yet. Because we'd be facing both forces, so there'd be 538. What do I have as far as regional recruits I can stand up additionally? Oh, they can't ride horses. They can't ride the war beast, can they? No. Pretty sure I have some war beast in stockpile. Before I recruit, let's actually just double check. Yeah, I've got the war beasts. I've got 80 swords. We're a little short on armor. Maybe an argument I should be upscaling the recruitment, but... Okay. That'll bring us up to 470. And it'll probably be a little tight for that sort of fight, but we could probably fight, especially because we've got cavalry, right? So basically we'll try to hit them in the main line troops and then throw the cavalry around at the back. Cycle tries them multiple times in the back or something. And yeah, we'll probably pick one of these guys to invade. If we declare as is, we're probably going to get a pretty large betrayal. Current treaty freshness. Okay, so we probably want to wait for the treaty freshness to come down as well. Let's get the Sithilon ore going so I can get more income from trade. Which reminds me I should... in planning mode, so we plan a export depot. Put that there. That'll be the export depot for the Sithilon ore. Continue to build more houses over here. Excuse me, where I should put the next sort of major alleyway. Oh, why don't... benches on you? Be benches there. Okay, slowly and steadily we build up this neighborhood. We got 76 odd jobbers at the moment, so that shouldn't be a significant problem. Let's bounce around the hearths, get a couple more hearth upgrades done. Not enough for the last one. A good start. And then which service do you want to save it for next? Go for extravagant markets, or... Well, if I do fine dining, I need to import herbs, or grow herbs. I'm probably rich enough... Well, actually, yeah, probably get the Sithilon mine online, and then we go for the restaurants. It might be a little bit hard to shove that into the existing urban areas. Shove a restaurant in the existing urban areas, but... People will mostly use the existing food stalls, so it's a supplementary way of distributing food that provides service as a side effect. Oh, actually, let's activate the construction of the unloading depot, and we can set it up to receive the unloading, so we can get fish delivered down here easier. Let's go to the plan there. Right, because we have fish in the unloading network. I also have clothing in the network as well. That would be good to ship down there. Same logic. So the market down here doesn't have to run as far to get the clothing. I'm actually surprised it has any clothing, to be fair. Disease at our doors. Okay, so we're about to have a disease wave. Well, that's a good question. Do I have enough physicians? Probably. There's maybe... I don't have one in the new neighborhood, obviously. So we're gonna have coverage issues down there. So there's the physicians. Yeah, we're gonna have coverage issue down here. I'm gonna have a physician down here. Oh, actually, probably need another one on the west side there. That's why we're not at 100%. And there isn't enough up there, which is a slightly different problem. Yeah, we've got most of the people covered to the physicians, so that's a decent health bonus. I have corpses. Why is there corpses unaccounted for? Because they're being picked up. They're picked up already. Okay. One from disease out here. Is the local... That might be an Amivian. Might be an Amivian. I don't think I have any good coverage. Or is it not an Amivian where I've got a full graveyard? No, the graveyard's definitely not full, so it was probably an Amivian. Just finding an idle person to take him to the mass grave. Oh, you built faster than I was expecting. Okay, so fish, clothing, that's what we have in the network at the moment. Auto-employ, let's say 1 for the moment. Oh, we got furniture in the network as well. You can take furniture. Maybe don't have enough furniture in the network, but... yeah, we got 97, so let's... No, not refurbish, I'm in to activate it. Let's start the construction of the Grand Sithilon Mine. The new warehouse is fully upgraded. Maximize storage capacity. How do I plan to use all this mined ore? What is it good for? So the Sithilon ore is... fancy luxury ore is probably the best way to describe it. And there's the epidemic. Okay. Let me see if I can find the tooltip here. Sithilon ore, very rare ore. It has no practical use, as far as we know, yet is highly coveted by the Dondorians, which is us. So our people specifically covet this, who like to hoard it in their caverns. So our people specifically like to hoard this. Our people, as a side effect for environment, can get up to 1 fulfillment for storing 2 times the per capita size, right? So they want basically 2 Sithilon ore in storage times the population of the city. So we basically want like 4,000 in storage. It is also a furniture need for them. They want it for furniture, so they want to have like 2,800 in furniture, decorating their houses. I think they're the only ones that care about it furniture-wise. Yeah, they're the only ones that care about it furniture-wise. So our people specifically like using it as furniture. Don't ask me how a random rock is furniture. It is. And then when we get to temples, the Arthurian religion sacrifices Sithilon ore at their temples. So those are the 3 uses we're going to use for it in our town. Our guys are happy by storing it. They want it as furniture. They want it for the temples. There might be a couple things that it's built into as well. Maybe you need noble for this mine. You don't need noble for the mine. It's a tech you have to unlock. So here's the tech for it. This probably would be a mine that would be worth putting, especially if I'm running 600 something on it. It would be worth putting a noble assigned to it to get more yield. And then the other thing we're going to be doing with it is coming over here and hovering over it. You can see it has a buy price of 511, so it's really expensive per unit. And it has a sell price of 337. We'll have to be careful not to over-export it, because then the price will collapse. But we could export that for lots of money. Like, lots and lots of money. And then I can probably get a guesstimate of how much the mine is going to output. The mine outputs like 1 or 0.14 per worker. I probably have some text from mining that's kicking in there, right? Oh yeah, that's where the weird. That's why it's 0.144, because otherwise it would be 0.1. Normally it gives you 0.1 per worker, so we can get a lot of workers on it, but it's also not particularly high yielding per worker. Although it doesn't wear out, storage rate, the storage decay is really light on it. Oh, where did all my odd jobbers go? One of my industries is eating up a bunch of workers. Why don't I have enough fisheries? Oh, that's what's going. I'm I'm looking at the odd jobber and not looking at my health. The pandemic has hit. Healthcare system's doing what it can to suppress the sickness, but we're gonna have problems while the sickness hits. So I'm expecting the construction on the mine here to slow down, although the mine might actually finish before the sickness ends. And then right now, I have 5 of my potential 10 nobles, so we can definitely get more nobles. I'm holding off on assigning and promoting the ones I don't need. Okay, so we're waiting on this to be constructed. The sickness has definitely gone under control. That's good to see. 40 is what the normal hospital system can handle. I don't have any... Oh no, we do have a bunch of corpses out and about. Have any problems with burial? Apparently not. Apparently had enough burial sites. So it must... Did it really hit the... Oh, man, that must just be delivery issues with the burials then. So this one's full, but most of them are barely scratched the surface. Twitch's asking, the more you store, the more this ore depletes, and you need to store a lot of it to keep your population happy. Will there become a point where you'll have to mine a huge amount of ore just to maintain your reserves? Yes, to a certain degree that is the potential concern. You wouldn't normally... So on most maps you get a smattering of all the resources, so every map will have some Sithilon on it. Most maps you don't have really big deposits, so it would be prohibitive to try to mine enough to, say, operate a large Dondorian population off of. In this case, right, we're looking, we got a base of 0.1. So this is a mine that will output, before applying any other modifiers, 61.5 Sithilon ore per day. The annual decay rate on this is 1.25. So you can store... We'll round down to 1%, because that'll make the math a little bit easier. You can store like 1,000 of it. Per yearly production of 1, and a year in this game is 16 days. So 16,000 of it you should be able to store for 1, and this is going to make 61. So we shouldn't, in this case, we shouldn't have a problem. We can make this mine big enough to support a Dondorian population. But if you had a smaller one, that would actually be a reasonable concern. Is can you make the mine big enough to actually support that concern, that usage? And that's for the storage. For the actual using as furniture, it's a little bit harsher on the furniture. The furniture is a quarter item per year. So the upkeep here would be like 750 per year. And yeah, we still produce that because that's 12 days of production on this mine. So we can definitely supply Sithilon ore to everyone. On the other hand, that would be prohibitive to do if we had to import it, right? So this is a weird situation where this is viable because we have this massive mine. You don't always have this massive of a mine on all the maps. Right, especially non-mountainous maps. Non-mountainous maps, you probably don't have this much mine. And then you're just not going to have enough to do that sort of extreme mining. And we're not even going to use this whole mine at the beginning. We're going to go like 50 to start. And I can have it set to take tools as well. I'll even get a hauler specifically to haul tools to it. Anyway, with 50 on it, we're already up to 9.2. And that's rising as the tools get delivered. And we have a technology bonus. And species bonus. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty productive mine. We've also got upgrades we can do if we really lean in on the amount of workers. That'll be worth doing. They're getting even more valuable. Okay, so you are hauling tools. Don't pull off the ground, but pull from the semi-official tool stockpile. Yeah, that'll be fine. And then let's check homeless. Okay, so we've got a few enough workers there that we've got everyone housed. That's good to see. People are trapped. Okay, that's easy to fix. I'll have you pull off you, and you pull off of you, just to get those stored properly. And then you are my export depot for the Sithilon ore. Obviously, we want to be storing at least 4,000 of it for the moment. So don't prioritize, well actually prioritize, but don't fetch off the ground, pull from you. If that location specifically is over 4,000. Yeah, okay. Which should be well off in the future because it can take a while for the stockpile to pile up that high. Okay, I think that's a good place for a part break. In the next one, early next one, I'm going to go ahead and design a large library. These 300 ones are too small for my needs. I want more knowledge production. I basically want to be able to pick up all the services within, well, all the services. Right, so we want to be able to pick things with Grand Arena, fancy fight pits. I want to be able to get down to grooming, and some bigger libraries will be very useful for that. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing early next one. We might also go a little bit on the warpath. Yeah, we're up to 4,007 or 47 or 470. So we have enough to pick fights. Honestly, we could probably just be mean to these guys and just trespass them. Right, if we're not at war with them, they probably won't stop us from just walking through the territory to take that place over. We'll think about that next time. So yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, we'll have a part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, I'm going to take a short break here to get up, stretch the legs, sip some tea. Currently looking at the OBS, and OBS is actually saying we've lost connection. So, Twitch, sorry you can't see what's going on. We're taking a break here. Hopefully by the time I'm back from that break, the internet will be back. So until the next bit, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and or bit. And bye for now.